Welcome back to the National Seafarers Academy Marine Radio Operator Permit class. Where we are on the agenda, we're going to do the subpart U of 47 CFR 80, the Communications Act, and really what this is the Bridge-to-Bridge Radiotelephone Act. So this is going to be the regulations that govern bridge-to-bridge or VHF communications within the United States. And again, you can see there over there on the right-hand side, the Bridge-to-Bridge Radiotelephone Act. Now we're going to meet the carriage requirements for the personnel based on our Marine Radio Operator Permit, but you can see there's actually a restricted permit which would actually meet the requirements for just the Bridge-to-Bridge Radiotelephone Act. But again, you'll have the Marine Radio Operator Permit which will meet all those requirements for subpart U, S, and W. Okay, the applicability. So when is a radio telephone required? Okay, if you have the vessels over there, there's 4 different categories, A through D. Every power-driven vessel, that's recreational or commercial, greater than 20 meters. Every vessel equal to or greater than 100 gross registered tons, and carrying 1 or more passengers for hire, that is. Every towing vessel greater than 26 feet in length needs to have it, and every dredge or floating plant engaged in operations near a fairway or channel. And again, you can see on the right-hand column there, the VHF needs to be able to communicate on channel 13. Right, channel 13 is what we use for safety of navigation. 22 alpha, that's the Coast Guard working frequency, and then it says possibly channel 67. 67 is typically used by vessel traffic services. So if you're operating in an area with vessel traffic services, you would need to have a radio that would be able to transmit and receive on channel 67. The reality is all the modern marine radios will cover those frequencies and those channels. Inspection of the station, just like we had under the Communications Act, under Subpart S, the station itself, the radio in the installation gets inspected by an FCC technician every 5 years, and I can do that for anybody that needs that service. And again, we're looking at here is the installation of it and the maintenance of the radio and the battery systems and the power systems, and make sure that it's transmitting it like it's supposed to. Your paperwork, again, in the top left, you need the valid station license. That's for the ship and the operators of the ship, the owners of the ship. After that, the station inspection. Again, that's when the FCC technician like myself comes on board and inspects the radio installation. The radio station log, again, can be a part of the deck log, so you can just log your radio calls in the deck log. That's fine. The current CFRs need to be available, and again, if you have access to CFRs in your home port or your home office, that's fine. And then the operator permit, again, your Marine Radio Operator Permit will cover you, the person, to operate the radio within the Bridge-to-Bridge Radiotelephone Act. Okay, we kind of hit on it already, but again, here's our channels that could fall under the Bridge-to-Bridge Radiotelephone Act, channel 13, which is Bridge-to-Bridge Safety of Navigation. 22 alpha, the Coast Guard working channel. Channel 67 is a vessel traffic service. Each person is required to use and maintain a watch on a designated frequency. So the designated frequency is channel 13. So that means you should listen to channel 13 and use it when appropriate for safe navigation of vessels. So the last slide told us that we needed to maintain a watch on the designated frequency, channel 13. And what this is just telling us that radio and listening watch on channel 13 is for the exclusive use of the master or the person in charge of the vessel that's actively navigating the vessel. Maintenance of the radio telephone or failure of the radio. If the radio equipment to carry on board ceases to operate, it should be fixed at the earliest practical time. And just because your radio is not operating does not mean you need to tie up to the dock. It just means you should take extra caution when you're navigating the vessel and take that into consideration for the safe operation of your vessel. Communications must use the English language. All the radio communications will use English as the spoken language. Mayday calls. There's a couple of examples of Mayday calls in your student guide. But again, we'll say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday 3 times, and then go down the list of the information that's given in the proper Mayday call. I would say just go ahead and flip the page. You'll see the recommended emergency broadcast instructions, and then later on in your student guide, you have a one-page handout which covers the whole Mayday call process. Okay, bridge-to-bridge procedures. You're not supposed to use greater than 1 watt of power unless it's an emergency, unless the vessel you call fails to respond, or unless you're trying to broadcast around a bend or a blind corner, such as in a river. All right, if you got any questions, give me a call or send me an email. Thank you very much.